Let's bring in Nathan Bachrach now from Simply Money for his take on today's market action, where he thinks we're going to go from here. Nathan, welcome back. How do you feel after this ominous start to October?
I don't really feel bad because, to be honest with you, this is a rather normal process. I've been saying for a while that what's going to affect our markets is not really going to have a lot to do with what's going on here. I understand that the Institute of Supply Management had a number that came back from where we expected it to be. And by the way, that number was overblown. So if you accept that that number was right, then you're disappointed right about now. But let's take a quick tour around the world. We had demonstrations in Hong Kong. We've got Europe we now finally learned that the European economy has no close. And Germany is going to have to figure out, and Draghi most particularly, is going to have to figure out how to get some version of QE without having the authority that his buddy Janet Yellen and Bernanke before her had. When you take a look at everything external, it starts to explain that eventually, when you're at the top of a flagpole, people have only got one thing to shoot at, and then negative expectations start to come in. I think we're doing fine. Small caps are going to have a problem because they're afraid right now, and I don't think correctly, that the cost of money is going to start to go up for small caps. I don't think it is. Large caps are the only thing that's done well, but this is probably a good sign when you look at your portfolio. Your bonds have done very well, and I made a call 2 weeks ago on Closing Bell. I said, I'm going to LQD. I went at 2.6. I started to buy long because I figured that rates would come down because we had to get some disturbance in the force, if you will. And by the way, speaking of disturbance in the force, my young Padawan, Dom Chu, let me tell you something. $4 trillion of stimulus sounds like a lot, and the Fed is tapering to like 5 to 15 billion. Let's take away 9 zeros, and if you had a $4,000 item in your budget and you cut it down to $15, would you notice it, Dom? Would you actually care? Would it make a difference?